Chabelle,
Yeah.
congratulations
Hi.
with Gayrouth. Lovely to meet you. Gayrouth, Gayrouth?
Thank you. Gayrouth.
Gayrouth. Okay,
Yeah.
well I asked you about this before, didn't I?
It's like Beirut, but
Yes,
it's
you explained
the
that to
gay
me,
version.
yeah. You're too good looking to be here.
Oh, thank you. No,
Thank
you
you.
too.
Hardly. Please, can you tell me your connection to the film and what the film, if you can briefly explain what the film's about?
Yeah, sure.
I use that explanation for dramas, documentaries, features, but whatever your film is about, please tell us.
Yeah, well, it's a medium-length documentary,
Yeah.
and it's called Gayrouth. It talks about the double life of two gay men in Beirut, living in Beirut, Lebanon. And my connection to this documentary, like I'm originally from Lebanon, and I was the main subject I would like to talk about. I believe that movies should have an objective, should have aim, like a cause. So
At what point to them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I would like to talk about freedom, liberty, like to live, to just be happy in our lives, and I think the question and the subject of homosexuality is still taboo in like a lot of and plenty of countries and plenty of corners around the world. And
so we're quite blessed, I think, in Europe in terms of, although we're very liberal now, liberalised, it's obviously important to make sure that people understand that in certain parts of the world it's a big problem.
Exactly, it is problem. It is problem, and the problem is also that like it's double life. Like people there are living double life. They prefer to have a double life, like in the capital, and then when they go back to their villages, they have like this. They change their accents. They change their clothes. Yeah, they change everything.
So when you say in the capitals, although it's illegal, I guess, but in the capitals, they're more liberal about it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it is. They are more liberal about it, but it's still like some of the people do it, but like most of them just prefer to not to share this in public, not to be themselves in public.
And you just mentioned something. So literally, people go back to their village or town, where they live, and they will change the way they look, their clothing,
exactly,
and the way they speak, just to try and conform, in inverted commas, into a more traditional. You know what I'm trying to say. So they will literally are leading a double life.
Exactly. They live an extreme double life, and this is where comes my inspiration. Like I want to see everybody happy, and I want everyone like to live freely and happily, because like I believe that we come here once, and like I got the chance to live. I have the chance to live in a liberal society, so I can do whatever I want to do and whatever makes me happy. But when I used to go back to Lebanon, and
do you miss it? I mean, even with all these problems, do you miss it? Or have you built another life away from there now?
It's part of me, so like I go back and forth. So it's part of me, and I really I appreciate, and I like both. Like I like Paris, and I love
Paris is amazing. I love Paris.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So so I didn't want to see like my friends and the LGBT community living this double life. So I decided to do this documentary to support them, to help to tell the world what these people are living and how they spend their lives, just stuck between two lives. And this documentary is just a shout out for freedom, equality, liberty, and just I just want to help these people, just trying to make documentaries about them, about like showing the world the way they live, the way they are. Yeah.
So what was the real drive to make this from when you moved to Paris?
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing here, so correct me if I'm
exactly.
wrong.
Yeah,
so I'm guessing, so you got to Paris and you're suddenly like, you wanted to tell the story, perhaps, but the real drive was suddenly, like London or, I don't know, Germany or wherever, Berlin, a much more liberal attitude to it. And then did that pique was that the final push to think, well, shit, this is, I'm now in this society where it's very liberal. I can now totally understand both cultures, because obviously your upbringing and your place of birth and your new life, so which are so diametrically opposed. So, and of course, you're then in a city where telling this kind of story or making this kind of story, is the right time. But
Yeah.
was that the case? Is that sort of how it happened, or not really?
Exactly. Yeah, my stay in Paris, like the previous years I spent in Paris, like it it's helped me. Just I travel a lot. Like like before Paris, I used to live in South Korea, and like I've been to like more than 30 or 40 countries till now. So like traveling around the world, I just discovered that there is no right way to live and there is no wrong way to live. Actually, there is nothing, like for me, I believe that there is not like the right thing to do this and the wrong thing to do it. It's just you do what makes you happy. Why? Because what is acceptable in a country, it's not acceptable in another country. And it's, well, acceptable in a third country. So like I believe that no one has like the real solution, and like traveling around the world, like even not homosexuality, like even like the smallest thing, like even like wearing shorts or wearing skirts or wearing
shorts.
Yeah, like in some countries, for girls, for women, like you can't wear shorts, and in other countries you can wear shorts, and like even from the smallest things, and like we're just controlled by what is wrong and what is right, and I don't like this kind of like control. Like for me, I believe that each one of us have to do what he wants to do and or she wants to do, just what makes us happy and what makes us free from the inside, so that we can spread this happiness and we can spread this enthusiasm to the whole world and to the others.
And I know you said you travelled a lot. Is France, Paris, basically your home now? Are you now?
Oh yeah,
you've decamped there for good.
Oh yeah. I'm based in Paris, but I also love to travel all over
So what
the
made
world.
you choose that over? I assume you've been to London, for instance.
Yeah,
as an example.
I adore London.
Yeah.
It's
So, but
just
what made you ultimately choose? I mean, obviously you could have stayed in London, or whatever you wanted to, but there must be a particular reason with Paris.
It's
I mean, Paris.
stupid.
Don't you have to? Sorry, I love Paris.
No.
It's incredible.
It's a stupid. It's a stupid reason. It's just because I'm French educated and French is my first language.
Right. Okay.
So I thought like maybe being based in France, that would help me. Like that would be, and one of the reasons that before I've lived in South Korea.
Yeah, you said, yeah, that must have been amazing.
Exactly, that was amazing, but that was also so difficult, like in the language. Like I've studied the language, but in the beginning it was so difficult because like I couldn't understand what the others were saying, and like that was frustrating for a while. So after South Korea, I decided to live somewhere where I can speak the language, because I wanted to start making real movies, real documentaries, and this is it. It's stupid.
No, it's a perfectly valid
But
reason.
yeah, but I adore London, and I would love like one day to go and live in London.
Yeah,
Do you live in London?
No, it's funny because I often think that if you know a place really well like London, I've grown to really dislike it.
Yeah.
It's too. I mean, I don't live there. I live near there. I've been there hundreds of times, thousands of times.
Yeah.
But it's because I think when you live there, it's different. It's different. It's not really for me. And I find the hustle and bustle a little bit too extreme. I mean, the culture, the nightlife.
Yeah.
It's got the thing. It's fantastic. But I actually live away from that, sort of more in the country, which is lovely. But
North or south?
South. So I'm in Kent.
Yeah.
So just going back to the film. So at some point you decide you want to make this. How are you going to shoot the film? What, is this shot actually in Beirut?
Yeah.
And how on earth did you do that?
Exactly.
Because of the subject matter.
Exactly. Well, that was so difficult.
Did you hide the subject matter?
Yeah, exactly. Shooting this documentary was so difficult, and like I would say 1/3 up to half of the documentary is shot with hidden cameras, because we couldn't show like the cameras and the equipment, because everyone would start asking questions.
What's this about? Yeah.
Yeah, and especially that we've shot like in villages and in Beirut. So like especially in the villages, like everyone knows everyone, and like since you just pop up with a camera, like everyone will start asking questions, and I didn't want to embrace like I didn't want to make them feel bad, like the people that I'm shooting. So that was so difficult, and once or twice someone asked us what we were doing.
Well, I assume you had a story ready though.
I was like, oh no, we're just friends now, shooting like a stupid video. Look at it, look, yeah. So, but yeah, that was like during the whole shooting. The shooting process was so complicated and so difficult because we're always looking if there's police, if there's like someone following us, if there's like someone who's even listening what we were saying, and it's okay. And that was really like a huge matter. Like executing these life stories was really so difficult.
So had you been discovered, even though you weren't doing anything
Yeah.
intrinsically illegal, because really you're talking about things. yeah?
Exactly.
But is that enough to even that to get you in trouble?
Well, if it's not for me, like trouble, for me, it would be. I assume it would be trouble for the other people.
Because they're living there.
Exactly.
Because you're leaving the country, aren't
Exactly.
you? Sooner or later.
Exactly, and this is not my objective. This is my aim at the end.
No,
of
you
the
wanted to
shooting.
protect these people. Of
Exactly,
course.
I want to protect them as long as I want to say what, like I want to film what they want and what they have to say.
Mm.
So it's kind of dilemma, like shooting them, but in the same time protecting them, but in the same time trying to be as how can I say, like as close as possible to their real story, so that I cannot just film another person's story. So it was kind of difficult.
And as the end product, has the end justified the means?
Yeah.
Has it turned out to be as you hoped it would be? Were there things you just couldn't do and it was too difficult?
Yeah, actually, the good thing about me being also one of the editors at the end is that because it's like I worked with another editor because I needed like an external point of view.
Yeah.
Who wasn't with me during the shooting and who is not Lebanese. Like I worked with a French editor, and that was so exciting, and the result was really satisfying for me, and not only for me, like each even foreigner. I would like to say each foreigner who watched this, foreigner to Lebanon, who watched this documentary, like they like it. I've been to Phoenix Film Festival 2 weeks ago, and
What was the reaction?
And I didn't expect that. There were 3 screenings of this documentary, and each time like there were people, and like I didn't expect that Arizona people would come to see this documentary.
Yeah, because I would imagine they'd be quite. I'm choosing my words carefully, but
Yeah. No, it's
conservative.
okay. You can
conservative.
say it's different from LA people.
Oh
from
yeah, very
California.
liberal. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was really like that. That was like one of the best feelings in the world. Like seeing these people going to this movie, which talks about this minority in a small country, and appreciating. So after each screening, there were people outside just making sure that they would telling me that was so beautiful and that was amazing. So I think that at this point I am satisfied.
Yeah, you look really happy.
Exactly. And like for me, like I've shot it. I've been involved in this movie from A to Z. So what makes me really feel happy now and satisfied is other people's reactions and other people's just feedbacks and just seeing them excited about the movie. And
And I suppose finally, ultimately, you'd love this to be shown in Beirut, of course. But that's not going to happen anytime soon, I guess. But that's your dream, I suspect. But you know, I'm only being honest.
It's a dream. Like my point of shooting this documentary was to rise this knowledge, this consciousness about this huge. It is difficult and complicated theme to talk about, and like yeah, this is the ultimate dream, like the ultimate aim and objective of this documentary is to actually we've created a website for this documentary called Gayrouth.com, and I have this idea of building a community, anonymously, like you can just log in without your name and without, like, we just need an email just to log in and just create this support and this like community that would enrich and say to the world or say to her society that they exist, we exist, and just try to make things and evolving. And
so is that going to happen?
The platform is created. It's Gayrouth.com. You can go now on your phone. Yeah, and people just started signing in.
So it's starting to populate already?
It's relative. It's relative. What you call popular or not?
No, populated, not popular.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying is you've had people register.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's amazing, like, to see people anonymously. And yeah, it's funny when you like the difference between staying anonymous, like how far you can go by expressing your ideas and your everything and whatever you want to say, and when it comes to you and your image and like how limited you can be versus how it's
Thank you.
Thank you
for that. Really lovely.
عم فتش على حريتي، واكيد رح لاقيها.